If there was a product that was clinically proven to reduce 7 types of minerals and metals in the hair whilst getting it ready for ultimate repair in just 4 minutes, would you want it? Oh, you would? Well, it's here. Oh yes, the wondrous peeps at K18 have brought us the Peptide Prep Chelator. Pull up a seat, get a snack, and clip on your hair care seatbelts because I am going to tell you all about it. Hello and welcome to the world of Craig. Yes, that's me. I'm Craig, a very purple Craig, and this is my channel. Yes, it is, where we get into all things hair and sometimes a little bit of beauty. Just sometimes a little bit of beauty. As you saw in that funny intro, hilarious, forever the Joker. Yes, we are going to be getting into the brand new, the peeps at K18 have done it again, the K18 Chelator. I've been using this in salon now for a couple of weeks. I've been genning up on it because I'm going to be sharing education about it here in the UK, and I am impressed. It has an incredible formulation, and it also does some amazing things to the hair. Before we get into this, just very briefly, we have a slightly different lighting setup today because it is chucking it down with rain here in London. It's absolutely pouring down outside. And the only day that I can film is a Sunday because there's building work going on still. So that's why the lighting is slightly different. And if I sound a little bit bunged up, I apologise, but I've had a bit of a head cold, a bit of a sinus situation going on. I've been away on holiday since I last saw you, since I last filmed videos, because I often film them in like chunks of videos and then edit them as I'm going, because if you're new here to my channel, hello, and you may not know, but I'm a hairdresser, I work in a salon 3, 4, often 5 days a week, and then I do session work and I do education, I build education for brands, I teach independent education, there's so many different things that I do. So YouTube is just one part of what I'm into, but enough of the very long intros, let's get into this. So let's start at the beginning with what the product looks like and what it does. We all know the K18, just going to clutch that under my arm. We all know the K18 packaging now. It's very modern, very fresh. I think it has a kind of minimalist design with the white and the contrasting color. Lots of information on here. Reduce 7 types of metal and mineral buildup, which I was just mentioning. I'm going to get into that in a second. Has a little scan doodah on here as well. If you scan that, it will bring up lots of information. Jordan, who's the head of education for the brand, and all the other people, the educational people that are with the brand, create the most amazing information for both consumers and professionals. I will mention now from the get-go, this is a professional only product. So if you're a consumer, hi, keep on watching because it will tell you why you would want to have this used on your hair in salon, but this is a professional only product. And again, I'll get into that in a second why that is. So we know and love the K18 packaging. I love it. It very much aligns with my kind of aesthetic. Pops that over there. Then we have the hero itself, the Chelator. Comes in very sleek spray, again in the white with the contrast color. It has a really amazing spray on it. It has a mechanism, I hope you can pick this up. It has a mechanism on it here to lock it and unlock it. I'm not going to spray it here in my flat because I don't want Chelator all over the floor. But this mister is great. I'm going to insert some film, a little clip of me using it in salon here, which I'll probably show a couple of times, but I'll insert it here. It has the super fine mister on it. It's brilliant. Like a little trigger action, obviously. It's the kind of thing we're used to as hairdressers with like water sprays. So, enough of what it looks like. What does it do? Well, it reduces 7 types of mineral and metal from the hair, okay? And I'm going to read this from my iPad because I don't want to miss one, including calcium, magnesium, copper. Copper is a tricky one because that's what can make hair color go off, if you like, or it can introduce green to the hair, or also a kind of copper tinge, like a brassy tinge. Zinc, nickel, cadmium, and lead. Nobody wants lead in their hair because lead is potentially poisonous. So no one wants lead anywhere, to be honest, because it is very potentially poisonous. So that's what this does. But the miracle of this, well, it's not a miracle, it's a brilliant formulation. Big up to the K18 chemists. The fantastic thing about this is it does it in 4 minutes. And also, it's a no rinse formula. Okay, so you're not rinsing this from the hair. We're going to get into application in a second. and there's a lot of information to get across. So you're not rinsing it from the hair. It helps to reduce 7 types of mineral and metal, okay? It also contains the peptide. So when you're using this prior to a chemical service and using it in conjunction with the mist, which is over there, I'll grab that in a second when we get into application. When you're using it in conjunction with the mist, you're protecting the hair and repairing the hair pre-chemical service, and it can be used before all chemical services as well. So it really is, and it is as simple as that, you know, which is kind of hard to get your head around. But when you think of K18 generally as a brand and the innovation and the development, the 10 years of development of studying the genome of hair, adjusted polar neck, turtleneck if you're in America, studying the human genome of hair and finding the K18 peptide, it kind of makes sense to me. And I knew about this product a while ago, probably about a year ago actually, that I knew it was coming. But it makes sense that there'd be a formulation like this that doesn't need heat to be applied to it to work, that doesn't need to be on the hair for half an hour, that doesn't need multiple applications to do what it does to reduce up to 7 minerals and metals in the hair. So, you know, I'm not actually that surprised that Savine and the amazing chemists who I've met and really are quite incredible people would formulate something that is going to have, well, it's already beginning to have, because I know people that have used it, I've used it myself, have quite a huge impact on our industry, and as a professional, make my job an awful lot easier. Now let's get into how you actually use this. Now, of course, give Craig a great formulation and a couple of products to hold, and he gets carried away with himself. Before we get into application, I'm going to tell you what an application of this will do. Well, first of all, it's a hair reset. You're detoxifying the hair, you're removing any buildup from the hair. That's really what we're talking about here, isn't it? Is removing buildup. Yes, it is. There's no one here with me. I'm just here on my own. But I'm sure that you are sitting there nodding your head watching this. It removes buildup, and obviously reducing those metals in the hair means that we have a clean canvas, okay? So we're removing that buildup. We're also restoring bounce to the hair. I found that this has made finer textures of hair. I've been using it on everybody in salon. I found that with finer textures of hair, it gives the hair more volume, more body. It revives colour brightness. So on clients that I've had in that haven't been having their hair coloured, but they do have colour in their hair already, highlight clients, full head lightener clients, tint clients, I found that it revives the vibrancy of the colour because it's removing any build-up and potentially reducing those metals and those minerals. How many times am I going to say metals and minerals in this video? Quite a few. And also, last but by no means least, it preps the hair for K18, for extra peptide repair, strength, elasticity. So they are formulated to go together. They always have been. This was always formulated in mind of going together with this. Did that make sense? But of going together with this and of course the leave-in mask. Okay, now we know what it does for the hair. Let's get on to how you use it. So how exactly do we use the chelator? Well, as you would expect from K18, it is super simple. I will mention here that I'm going to share with you a general pre-chemical service application. If you want very specific things like how to use it before a perm or before a relaxer or a keratin treatment, you can find all of that directly from K18, and I will link the website in the description box below. I will also mention very briefly that if ever you have a question for me, you can comment down below or you can send me a DM on Instagram, which is on screen now. If you get in touch with me, I will always get back to you, whether it's a comment or a DM. I reply to everybody. I think it's only fair, really, isn't it? If you have a question, I'm going to try and answer it for you. And if I can't, then I'm sure the peeps at K18 can. Also, just to mention that if you enjoy this video and find it helpful, please give it a like. Make sure you subscribe and that you hit the bell to turn on your notifications, because there's loads more coming here on my channel. I love my YouTube. It really is a real passion as much as hair is. So how do we use it? Well, there are no secrets. You don't have to stand on your head or run around 3 times. Dry hair, okay? You want to split the hair into 4 quadrants. We know what 4 quadrants are, so like a hot cross bun. and then each quadrant you would use 6 to 10 sprays of the chelator, okay? I would say probably hold the spray about 4 to 6 inches away. You want the hair to feel damp with the chelator. Obviously, if someone has longer hair, then you're going to use maybe 10 sprays. I'm going to insert some video here of me applying it to lovely Molly's hair. That was Molly that I created some content with a couple of weeks ago in salon. Someone like Molly's hair, you're going to probably use about 10 sprays each quadrant because her hair is very long. And you want the hair, like I said, to feel damp. So it's really that simple. 4 quadrants, mist it onto the hair, 4, 6, 8 inches away, I would say. 6 to 10 sprays, I'm going through it all again. And then you wait, oh yes, 4 minutes. That's all you need to do, is wait the 4 minutes, and then you would go in with your K18 mist, pre-treatment mist, a molecular mist, and then you would wait another 4 minutes. And I do have videos here on my channel of how to use this. I also have Q&A videos of how to use the mist here on my channel. So then you would go, after you've applied this, you'd wait your 4 minutes, then go in with the pre-treatment molecular mist, and the application for that is kind of similar. And then you would wait another 4 minutes, and then you would go in with your chemical service. So it's really, really simple. And then obviously once you've done whatever chemical service it is you're going to do, it does vary slightly on what sort of service you're doing. But as I said, I will link the website in the description box, the K18 website, and you can always ask away in the comments if you want to. Then after you've done your chemical service, as I've already mentioned, I only use the detox shampoo and the pH maintenance shampoo at the backwash. I do have a couple of other back bar products, but I generally just use those 2. My assistant is so amazing when I'm not shampooing myself, and she knows now which one I would like her to use. But you can use either of those post chemical service, and then I would always follow with the leave-in mask. I very, very rarely use conditioner. If somebody's coming in with very, very textured hair for a blow dry, I might use the mask first, and then after I've done the chemical service, use the mask, wait 4 minutes, rinse that out, and then use the conditioner. Sometimes, but very, very rarely. I'm nearly always I'd say 98% of the time I'm using the leave-in mask as well. And as I said, there's tons of K18 info here on my channel, so have a scroll through, have a look through. So that's it. Really simple. And you're repairing the hair, you're chelating the hair, but you're reducing those minerals and metals in the hair, but you're not having to rinse it out. So it's not adding any time onto your process. Hooray! Yay! Which is amazing as hairdressers in salon. And you can use it in conjunction with more of the peptide to further repair the hair and also to halt damage whilst you're doing your chemical process. I mean, genius. So that's it for this first look at K18's new wondrous chelator. If you'd like more content on the chelator, maybe a Q&A or maybe a K18 kind of updated question and answers where I answer your questions that I get from my Instagram, let me know in the comments down below. But today we have learned there is now something in the K18 family that will reduce the amount of 7 different minerals and metals in the hair whilst reviving colour, making the hair smoother, giving more bounce, I love that word, bounce, more volume, making it shinier as well, obviously, and also getting the hair ready for that K18 peptide. I mean, you know, as hairdressers, it's incredible that there's a brand out there that is really championing us and helping us manage expectations of clients whilst adding very, very little time to the time that they're in the salon with us. Hooray! Once again, if you've enjoyed this, I'd really appreciate your support. Subscribe, like, hit that bell, all of that stuff. You all take lots and lots of care. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.